Hi everyone, so let's talk today about face fillers. Many years ago, people, mostly women, started doing fillers in their lips. They wanted their lips to look bigger. And at first, people who were doing it were women that had somewhat well-developed faces. They just had their lips that were smaller and they wanted to fix that. But then it would still look pretty fake, and there were people who were like disgusted by it would look fake, and then there were like people who were obsessed with it and people who hated it so much. So basically cosmetologists were doing their research about it. Why does it look that fake? Why many people don't like the way that lip fillers look? And they figured out that the weak chin often makes lip fillers look extremely fake, because even though people would now have bigger lips, they would still have very weak chin, and their face profile, side profile, and their faces in general would look very fake because of that. Like, you could always tell that they had something done with their lips. And even after putting fillers, so basically then cosmetologists would put fillers in chin area in order to make chin visually more forward, and so that it would match lips better. But then some people were still not happy with their side profiles. Like, even with fillers in lips and chin area, they were still pretty unhappy. They thought that their nose now still looks big, because if you have your chin forward and your lips forward, because like they're, sticking out, then you want your nose to look smaller in comparison. And obviously it didn't look small, because it was not small to begin with. So then people started using fillers in this area here, because if you can make this curve like less curvy, then your nose will look smaller. Also, they started to put fillers in the tip of their noses to they were trying to make it more like up. But then many people were happy with those three key points. Like, that would make their side profile look better than it was before, and they were pretty happy with the results. Like, it would look somewhat balanced. But other people noticed that now they have a very strong and very defined side profile, but from the front view of their faces, they would still have very weak and very soft facial features, and they didn't like that. So that's why many people, and this is like something that's happening at this moment, when it comes to like whole fillers thing, people are starting to get fillers in this area, cheekbones and also jawline, because if you have fillers here and basically in this area, then in order to make it look more natural, you have to have this area more defined as well. So yeah, basically at that point, that's a whole face full of fillers, and it still does not look natural. So people often put fillers in this area here, and that whole fillers in the face is called profile balancing. So obviously we are very well aware of what is attractive to us and what we want to look like. The problem is we're not aware of why we lost those features, because if we are attracted to certain features, then it would only make sense for us to keep those features in ourselves. But we lost it, and we lost it suddenly. Like, in a few generations, it became so obvious that our faces are very, very different. So we are attracted to those features, but then we lack those features. And if you know about mewing, you know that it's basically proper tongue posture. So you know that we recently, when we're talking about our generations, recently we lost the proper tongue posture, the proper swallowing pattern, and also the proper use of our facial muscles. Those three things, there's many more things that have changed, but let's say that those three things have changed. they're enough to make our facial structure, our craniofacial structure, so different. To some people, it may seem that not swallowing properly, not using facial muscles properly, not keeping your tongue on the upper palate is not a good enough reason or not big enough reason to change your whole face. But you have to remember that your facial muscles are still strong enough, especially tongue, strong enough to impact the way that your bones are gonna develop. And that's exactly what happened while developing. So even though maybe that's not concerning enough for a lot of people, like the way that their faces look, because that's easily fixable, you have to remember also that there is health in beauty. And if we like beauty, we also like health. And you can work on your visuals of your face. You can work on your appearance. You can try to fix it. You can make it more visually appealing with fillers. You can't do such a thing to your health. Impact that your craniofacial development left on your health can't be fixed that easy. Even if you put all the fillers in your face, even if you try to make it as natural as possible and as optimal as possible, you will still never affect your maxilla. It will always look fake. It will always look fake. You can put fillers in all these areas that I mentioned, but still your maxilla will not be forward and you will never have that angle that you're supposed to have. So you can put fillers in all those areas of your face and it will still look fake. You can still tell that it looks fake. Even if it's done nicely, even if it's very subtle, it will look fake because your maxilla will still not follow all these changes. Okay, that like maxilla coming forward and up is a very complex change that it's very hard to imitate those changes with fillers. It's extremely hard to do that. That's why it almost always really looks fake. And that's how important proper development is. And while you can mask the problems in your face when it comes to the way it looks, you can't mask the problems in your health. Okay, so I have nothing against fillers. I have everything against masking the problem, because there is health in beauty, and if you lose beauty, you will impact your health as well. So many people, they rely on fillers in order to make their faces more beautiful, and then of course they become more attractive, even though it still does not look natural or sometimes not even attractive. They still mask their facial problem while continuing their development in a wrong way. So they never become aware of the problem of their craniofacial structure, and therefore they never fix their posture, the way that they swallow, use their facial muscles, nothing. So that only means that in the future they're gonna get worse. Their craniofacial structure will get worse, but they will not notice it because the way their faces look will not bother them anymore. They will get fillers and more fillers and different procedures. At the same time, while their looks are improving by fillers and stuff, their health is declining and they're doing nothing about it, because the real issue is being masked at the very same time. Using fillers, using anything really to mask something that is purely visual issue it's alright. It's completely okay to do that, but doing it to a certain degree or to such a degree when you're becoming numb to any related issue with structural changes, that's just being dumb. So since there is health in beauty and beauty in health, your face is basically the CV of your health. So take care of your faces and work on your faces. Okay, so that is all from me. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you like this video and please subscribe, because that truly means so much to me, and I will see you in the next video.